Shalom. This is the brother Yeshaya coming back at you again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutation to all the Akim out there pushing his word with sincerity and truth. To you I say Shalom. Now, as you probably have read the title by now, this is from RT News. It says, Trump claims Americans should be scared of nuclear war with Russia. Which, a nuclear war with Russia, the U.S. being in a nuclear war with Russia is biblical, man. It's in the Bible. It's in the scriptures. And now you got the former president, Donald Trump, saying that you Americans should be scared. That this could be a possibility. Now, we've been telling you all this. The brothers of Great Millstone, from the apostles and elders on down, have been telling y'all about this for years. Like I said, starting from Apostle Tahar, have been telling y'all this for years, that there's going to be a nuclear war with Russia that's going to completely obliterate America. Now, even though they still don't fully accept that's going to happen, Donald Trump just giving a warning out, or saying y'all should be scared. Like, hey, have a precaution against this. But this is going to be a real thing. This is actually going to happen, man. A nuclear war will happen with Russia. So a lot of people are starting to see this now. Nuclear war is not so far-fetched now. Now people are going to start coming to us for answers, because we've been right all along. And this is through the scriptures, man. This ain't of us. The scriptures told us this. The Most High had this written, that had the prophets write this down for future generations, really meant for us, because this is going to be the last generation before this whole society goes down and Esau's kingdom goes down, and then we get set up in our kingdom, the Israelites. So let me read some of this. It says, speaking on the Full Send podcast released on Wednesday, former U.S. President Donald Trump addressed his fears about the potentially escalating situation in Ukraine, as NATO, backed by the United States, which we already know NATO's the dragon, NATO, the EU, the dragon, in Revelation. But it says, offered its support amid Russia's ongoing conflict with its neighbor. It says, responding to a question about whether the situation could spiral into a nuclear war, hitting out at his successor, Joe Biden, Trump claimed Americans should be scared because we have incompetent people heading up our country. It says, when pressed by the host about whether the threat was likely immediate, Trump argued that the situation was serious. Hey, so y'all Americans, man, listen up. And really, Jake, we've been telling Jake this for a long time, starting from the apostles. But GMS has been telling y'all this for a long time. but y'all won't take heed to the prophets. But as soon as, Esau comes up and tells y'all this, y'all's master comes up and tells y'all this, now y'all gonna start paying attention. Now you're gonna start taking heed. Now you're gonna start coming us, asking us for answers. And a lot of y'all ain't gonna like the answer, man. So let me continue on. It says, and condemned the current administration. Actually, let me read again. It says, when pressed by the host about whether the threat was likely immediate, Trump argued that the situation was serious and condemned the current administration's claim that it didn't want to fight Russia because it was a nuclear power as a weakness. It says, well, conceding, hey, and that is pretty much weakness. Esau is losing his power. 50 years ago, hey, they would have gone to war with Russia. They would have gone to war with Russia. Used all their resources, all their might to go against it. But this war with Russia's war with Ukraine shows how weak America is becoming. How weak America has become. Because right now they're filing sanctions, but really all that's going to do is cripple the U.S. dollar. Which it's all part of the plan, part of Esau's plan to bring in that MOTB, that new world currency, furthering their one world order. But the fact is that we see Esau's system collapsing in front of us. Day by day, this place is withering down. From the people to, like I said, society, to its infrastructure, to its political leaders, everything is crippling. Its dollar, the value here in America is dwindling. Is withering away. Yeah, people can still go out and still have fun and get paid and all that shit, but hey, shit's gonna get worse. You already see the gas prices going up. People predicting that it's gonna go up to $10 up to $15 per gallon. That's gonna put a strain on low class, maybe even middle class people. So the rich are gonna be richer and the poor are gonna be even poorer. There's gonna be a great divide between the two. So all we know is that, hey, these times are gonna get worse. These truckers, they're gonna be worried about gas prices, not being able to make deliveries because of price. Hey, that could happen, man. Hey, stores gonna start reducing in items they have stocked up. This is just the beginning. We're in the beginning of Jacob's trouble, and shit is just gonna get worse. Let me continue on reading. It says, while conceding that Russia was indeed a nuclear power, Trump reminded listeners that America also had nuclear capabilities that would deter aggression from Moscow. Yeah, but we already seen that interview with Putin, that he even said it, that if there's going to be a war, a nuclear war, there's going to be no winners. So Russia is prepared to go all the way. All the way. Hey, and prophecy states that they are prepared to go all the way. They are going to shoot them missiles, right? So it says, while conceding that Russia was indeed a nuclear power, Trump reminded listeners that America also had nuclear capabilities that would deter aggression from Moscow. Despite this, however, he admitted that there was a chance there would be a world war, given the current tensions. That's right, there will be. Maybe not now. I mean, it's still gonna be a build up. I mean, you still got the MOTB has to come out first. You know, so World War III ain't gonna happen right now, but later on it will. Let me see. It says the former president's comment followed an appearance on the Republican National Committee's Real America YouTube show, where he argued that Biden was being pushed around by Russian President Vladimir Putin, and said he didn't think the U.S. had ever been at a lower point than it is right now. And no, it hasn't. This is the lowest point that has ever been, and it's gonna get even lower. It says the United States has an estimate of 5,428 nuclear weapons, including those that are actively deployed, are held in reserve, and that have been retired, according to the Federation of American Scientists, FAS. The FAS assessed earlier this year that Russia had 5,977 nuclear warheads, giving it a larger stockpile than America. All right. But they probably have more. They probably have a lot more than this. Way more than this, I believe. This is just what they let people know. See, there's a silo. There's the bow. There's the arrow. Let me get some scriptures, man. See, but these people are starting to see it. Starting to see that World War III is a high chance that it's going to happen. There's a high possibility that it's going to happen. Which, us here in Great Millstone, we know is going to happen. But that just shows you how blind these people are, man. That they wait for things to get so bad until they finally start to realize, hey, something's happening. But let me get this. This is Revelation 20, verse 7. It says, and when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle. And Gog and Magog, that's Russia. When you look at the map, where Gog and Magog used to be, that's the land of Russia. Right? To gather them to battle, the number of whom is in the sand of the sea. So they're going to go to battle against Gog and Magog, which is Russia. Right? Verse 9. It says, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city, and fire came down from the Most High out of heaven and devoured them. Yeah, that's talking about Esau, gathering up the Israelites and start putting us to death. Start coming at us. But then the Most High, dropping down them nuclear missiles, or allowing the nuclear missiles to be shot off. Verse 10, it says, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. That beast system, that Esau system, NATO, the EU, and the false prophet is talking about the Catholic Church, the one that deceived our people into Christianity, into Catholicism, and all that nonsense. All those lies. Let me get Revelation 9. Revelation 9 verse 15, it says, "And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them, which was that 200 million? It says, "And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth, and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were the heads of lions, and out of the mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone." That's some nuclear weapons, man. It says out of the mouth issued fire. So right in the front of it is a nuclear warhead, and that's what causes that big, mushroom cloud, that big explosion. Verse 18. "By these 3 was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt." You see? See, power is in their mouth and in their tails. The tails is a propulsion system that makes them, fly at incredible speeds. And then you got, the power in the mouth, which is the warhead itself. Now let me get Revelation 21. Oh, damn. Let me start at 5. It says, "And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful." So we're still in the book of Revelations. All this that the Apostle John wrote, the Most High said that these words are faithful and true. So this is something that's gonna happen, guaranteed. Whether you believe it or not, it's gonna happen. Verse 6, it says, "And he said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, and beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of water of life freely." Right? This word, man, this truth. It says, "He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son." Right? The elect. "But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death." Yeah, that nuclear destruction. I'm just pretty much speeding through this a little bit. I gotta, for time's sake. That's Zechariah 14. Man, I hate that autocorrect. Zechariah 14. Verse 12, it says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth." You see? That nuclear destruction. What else is this going to be talking about, man? This is talking about when the missiles hit, how it's going to consume the flesh. It's going to consume everything. The trees, anything left, anything here on American soil is going to be obliterated. This whole place is going to turn into a lake of fire. Ain't nothing going to be left. Right? So anyway, like we read in the previous verse in Revelation. Let me get that. Revelation 21. I think it was 7 right here. It says, he that overcometh all things, he that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. Hey, so in order to overcome was this destruction that's happening, you gotta turn back to the Lord and keep his ways, keep his laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. You don't have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Right? That's the only way, and that's if you do it to the end, Keep it to the end. Then that's how you know that, hey, you're going to be saved, you're going to be delivered, you're going to be part of that elect. But those that fall away, they're going to be destroyed. So anyway, with that, I'm going to say, Kahalayim La, Alahayana wa Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Chakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutation to the Akim out there pushing his word with sincerity and truth. I hope this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I'm going to say, Shalom.